Cambodia-Thailand border clashes. Thousands displaced as violence escalates. Imagine being forced to flee your home in a matter of minutes with the sound of explosions and gunfire ringing in your ears. This is the harsh reality for thousands of Cambodians living along the border with Thailand, where clashes between the two countries have been ongoing for 3 days. The situation is dire, with over 30 people killed and dozens more injured, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The root of the conflict lies in a long-standing dispute over territorial claims, with both countries accusing each other of aggression. As the fighting continues to escalate, civilians are caught in the crossfire, and the humanitarian crisis is deepening. The Cambodian government claims to have gained control over several contested sites, including the ancient Ta Mon Tom temple. But this is yet to be independently verified. The conflict has also sparked a war of words between the two countries, with each side trading blame and accusations. But what's often lost in the midst of all this is the human cost. For people like Cheng Deb, a displaced Cambodian villager, the fighting has meant leaving behind her home and livelihood. "I miss my home," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "If the shooting continues, we'll keep moving. We don't know when it's going to finish." The uncertainty and fear are palpable. And it's not just the immediate danger that's a concern. The longer-term effects of the conflict, such as food shortages and displacement, are already being felt. And this is the part most people miss. The conflict is not just about two countries fighting over territory. It's about the lives of ordinary people who are being forced to flee their homes and live in constant fear. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the border between Cambodia and Thailand is over 800 kilometers long, with many areas being disputed. The last major border clashes between the two countries occurred in 2011, near the 11th century Preah Vihear Hindu temple, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As the conflict continues to unfold, it's essential to remember that there are real people behind the headlines, people who are suffering and in need of help. But here's the question. What can be done to bring an end to this conflict, and how can we support those who are affected? Their answer is not simple. But one thing is clear. The international community needs to take notice and take action. The use of cluster munitions, which are banned under international treaties, has been alleged, and there are concerns about the targeting of civilians. Phumtham Wechayachai, Thailand's acting prime minister, has accused Cambodia of war crimes, while Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet has accused Thailand's armed forces of launching unprovoked, premeditated, and deliberate attacks. The situation is complex, and it's easy to get lost in the details. But at the heart of it all is a simple truth. The conflict between Cambodia and Thailand is a humanitarian crisis that needs to be addressed. And this is where you come in. We want to hear from you. What do you think can be done to bring an end to this conflict? And how can we support those who are affected? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's work together to bring attention to this critical issue. Cambodia-Thailand border clashes. Ceasefire call amid rising death toll. In a dramatic turn of events, Cambodia has urgently called for an immediate ceasefire with Thailand as the death toll from ongoing border skirmishes continues to rise. Over 30 lives have been lost, including both soldiers and innocent civilians, highlighting the dire situation that has unfolded between these two Southeast Asian nations. Chia Keo, Cambodia's ambassador to the United Nations, emphasized the need for an unconditional truce, expressing a strong desire for a peaceful resolution to the escalating conflict. This plea for peace comes amidst a backdrop of increasing violence and tension. On the other hand, Thailand's Foreign Minister, Marasangyampongsa, has stated that for any ceasefire discussions to advance, Cambodia must demonstrate genuine sincerity in its intentions to end the hostilities. This statement underscores the complexities and challenges in reaching a diplomatic solution. The ongoing clashes have resulted in at least 32 fatalities, comprising both military personnel and civilians, while nearly 200,000 individuals have been displaced from their homes. The two nations had exchanged accusations regarding who fired the first shots, with fighting persisting into a third day. Reports indicate that Cambodian forces launched attacks in a new coastal area, only to be repelled by the Thai Navy. In Thailand, the military has reported fighting in several provinces along the border, including Surin, Ubon Ratchathani, and Srisaket. In response to the escalating violence, martial law has been declared in 8 districts adjacent to Cambodia. Thai officials have confirmed that 90 individuals, including 13 civilians and 6 soldiers, have died since the conflict reignited on Thursday. Additionally, nearly 140,000 people have been evacuated from their homes to ensure their safety. Cambodia's defense ministry has reported 13 fatalities, consisting of 8 civilians and 5 soldiers, and indicated that over 35,000 people have fled their residences due to the fighting. The acting Prime Minister of Thailand, Phumtham Wechayachai, has issued a stark warning that the situation could escalate into a full-blown war, noting that heavy weaponry is now being utilized and that the conflict has spread to 12 different locations along the border. Accusations have flown between the two nations, with Thailand alleging that Cambodia has targeted civilian areas, prompting the evacuation of villages within the range of potential rocket fire. Conversely, Cambodia has accused Thailand of deploying cluster munitions, which are internationally banned due to their indiscriminate impact on civilian populations. Thailand has yet to respond to these serious allegations. Despite the escalating tensions, Thailand's foreign minister has asserted that there is no need for third-party mediation, even as global leaders call for an immediate ceasefire. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, who currently chairs the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, has offered to facilitate discussions between the two countries, highlighting the international community's concern. The United States has also joined the chorus of voices, urging for an immediate halt to hostilities, emphasizing the importance of protecting civilians and seeking a peaceful resolution to the conflicts. The roots of this dispute can be traced back over a century to the period following the French occupation of Cambodia, when the borders between the two nations were established. Over the years, sporadic clashes have occurred, resulting in casualties on both sides. The latest surge in tensions began in May, when a Cambodian soldier was killed during a confrontation, marking a significant low point in bilateral relations that had already been strained for more than a decade. But here's where it gets controversial. As both nations dig in their heels, one must wonder, what would it take for a lasting peace to be achieved? Can genuine dialogue prevail over the cycle of violence? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that a peaceful resolution is possible, or are we witnessing the beginning of a more significant conflict? Thailand-Cambodia border clashes, escalating tensions and international response. When two neighboring nations exchange fire and blame, the stakes couldn't be higher. Lives are lost, families are displaced, and tensions escalate to a boiling point. This is exactly what's happening between Thailand and Cambodia as border clashes enter their 3rd day, drawing both regional and international concern. But here's where it gets controversial. Amid the chaos, accusations fly about who's truly at fault, and whether either side is willing to step back from the brink. The conflict reignited earlier this week when a landmine explosion along the shared border injured 5 Thai soldiers. Since then, artillery shells and small arms have been fired near several villages, spreading panic and destruction across the region. The death toll has climbed to at least 33, with over 168,000 people forced to flee their homes. Among them are thousands of Cambodian families seeking refuge in safer areas after being caught in the crossfire. As if the human cost weren't enough, diplomatic relations have hit a new low. Both countries have recalled their ambassadors, and Thailand has shut down all border crossings with Cambodia. Each side points fingers at the other for starting the violence, but evidence remains murky. For instance, Cambodia accuses Thailand of launching an unprovoked attack using heavy artillery, even targeting civilian areas. Meanwhile, Thailand counters that Cambodian forces deliberately positioned weapons near populated zones, effectively using civilians as human shields. Who should we believe? And more importantly, how can such dangerous tactics be justified? Adding fuel to the fire, reports suggest that internationally banned cluster munitions may have been deployed during the fighting. While Thailand initially denied these claims, a military spokesperson later admitted that such weapons could be used when necessary. This revelation has drawn sharp criticism from organizations like Human Rights Watch, which argues that deploying cluster bombs in populated areas violates basic principles of humanitarian law. Neither country is a signatory to the Convention on Cluster Munitions, raising questions about accountability and ethics. But the story doesn't end there. Beyond the immediate battlefield, the ripple effects of this crisis extend far and wide. Schools and hospitals in Thailand have closed due to safety concerns, leaving children without education and patients without care. In neighboring Laos, Thai officials claim Cambodian artillery damaged homes and property, though Lao authorities have yet to respond publicly. These developments underscore just how interconnected and fragile the situation is. International pressure is mounting for both sides to lay down arms and pursue peace. During an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council, members urged de-escalation and emphasized the need for mediation by ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. US President Donald Trump also weighed in, stating he's in contact with leaders from both countries and warning that continued hostilities could jeopardize future trade agreements. Yet despite these calls for calm, neither Thailand nor Cambodia seems ready to back down completely. Malaysia, currently serving as ASEAN's chair, has stepped forward to broker talks. According to Malaysian media, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has tasked his foreign minister with facilitating negotiations. While Thailand has expressed openness to a ceasefire proposal, it insists that Cambodia must halt its offensive first. Thailand reaffirms its commitment to resolving the conflict peacefully, said Foreign Minister Maris Pongsa, urging Cambodia to return to negotiations with sincerity and good faith. And this is the part most people miss. While the world watches these events unfold, the real victims are often overlooked. Families torn apart, livelihoods destroyed, and communities shattered. These are the true costs of war. So what do you think? Should Thailand and Cambodia prioritize peace over pride? Or does history show us that some conflicts simply can't be resolved through dialogue alone? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective.